Hey, let's be honest. It's a wind farm. Let's keep peace in the neighborhood. You and I have an insatiable appetite for electricity. Come with me and we'll look at the issues relative to wind farms and the communities that they serve. This is the Windfarm Guy. Hi, this is Dennis Stout, and thank you for joining me for this episode of the Windfarm Guy. Today I'd like us to pause and take a deep breath. Remember, you are still family and friends and neighbors. For whatever reason, when wind farm discussion comes to an area, sometimes it pits one person against another, and you know, this really shouldn't be. Some people say it's the folks that aren't getting the turbines that are creating the problems. It's the ones in the valley that are mad at the ones on the ridgetop because they're getting the turbines. Maybe yes, maybe no. That's not really been my observation. Others say it's the older folks that are creating the problems because they're stuck in their old ways. Again, that's not been my observation. We're not talking music here where each culture, each generation rather, defines their own style. I've seen young in favor of wind farms and old in favor of wind farms. I've seen young and old opposed to them as well. And then others say, oh, it's the wealthy. They don't want wind farms because they don't need the money. It's the ones that could really use a passive revenue stream that have to fight for it, to work for it in order to get it. Maybe so. There might be some merit there, but again, that's not been my observation because I've seen people that were rich that wanted it, and some other rich ones that didn't want it. And same thing for the poor, that some wanted it and some didn't. So I don't think there's any kind of a correlation there. Folks, we live in America, and that's a wonderful thing. We have the ability to own land, and on that land we can do what we want or not do what we don't want, as long as things are legal. And there's a really an interesting thing. We know that we can't really make someone do something on their property or not do something on their property, yet we still try. We also know that what was important yesterday is oftentimes not important today, and what is new today is going to be old hat tomorrow, yet we still resist. And it's this struggle, this control struggle that we have that puts people at odds sometimes. And you have certain groups that are saying, I'm okay with, I'd like to put wind turbines on my property, and you have other people that are trying to make it to where you can't put something on your property because I don't like it. And we know this shouldn't be. What I see, folks, is people resorting back to their childhood. You remember that, the mean things that took place, I don't know, on the playground or in the hall or in the classrooms, where, you know, who sits in what chair, or maybe making fun of the kid that wore the wrong thing, or the nerd can't have a cooler football than the school jock, and then the negative stuff that surrounds all of that. I mean, folks, it's bullying. We all know that's bullying, and it shouldn't be. If I could take the liberty here in our country, we've become kind of bully crazy today, and I think it's being driven from our media. You know, we say things, I mean, take social media, for example. People say things on social media that they would never say face to face, and do things that they would never do face to face. And then also you add to that the polarized news media that really are trying to drive wedges between this side and that. It's like we're not allowed to have differing opinions anymore. Instead of I have this opinion and you have that opinion and we agree to disagree agreeably, it's no, we can't have differing opinions. It's I'm right and you're wrong. But it's not even that way. It's I'm good and you're evil. And not only is it I'm good and you're evil, but I'm good, you're evil, and you need to be stopped at all costs. And if you don't stop, I'm going to ruin you. Folks, this has gotten out of hand. You are still family and friends and neighbors. My dad used to say we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and we should use those accordingly. Folks, we need to stop. We need to listen. We need to hear what people are actually saying. We need to determine what the need is. Wouldn't it be better to learn what someone's need is and be more interested in their need rather than us getting our own way? You know, we as people are change averse. We don't like new things. That's human nature. But we're also very forgetful, which is also human nature. I remember when the World Trade Centers were built. Big tall things. New Yorkers hated them. It was like we have this beautiful skyline and these 2 things sticking up, and they just hated the World Trade Centers. Fast forward a few decades and they're gone now. And those New Yorkers we're saying, you know, we had our heart, it was like we had our heart ripped out of our chest when they took those away. What changed? Nothing but time. Time is what changed. We need to be careful about the things that we are so passionate about and even kind of mean and militant about today, because tomorrow they're going to be insignificant. All I'm saying is the people that are near you, that are around you, they're still your friends and family and neighbors. Their opinions have value, and so do yours. And not only do you need to be treated with respect, but so do they. This is Dennis Stout, and I'm the Windfarm Guy. Thank you for watching. Working together, we can make good energy decisions and save our planet. I am the Windfarm Guy.